Thriller, I think, by most people's reckoning, will always be regarded as Michael Jackson's creative peak.
What he did is surprise everyone by releasing, as the first single from the album, a duet with Paul McCartney, The Girl Is Mine, which was a bit of a soft, mid-tempo ballad, two great iconic stars on one record. It didn't set the world on fire. We were waiting for the big sizzle, and it came with the release of Billie Jean, and he never looked back.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean I am the one?
Billie Jean, a massive song that's had huge impact and continues to have huge impact. The huge talents of Quincy Jones, who co-produced and co-wrote the track, were obviously very visible. And the lyrical content, Michael always said, was in reference to the groupies that he and his brother encountered while they were members of the Jackson 5.
People were crazy about the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson, so I think he was really surprised that people would react like that. You know, girls would want to have his children, and he was still a kid. I think Billie Jean was speaking about how certain fans would pretty much sort of pretend that they were having his children.
And it's such an interesting song because it became this big hit with a very unusual theme. Darker song, it's a song about distrust and anxiety and paranoia. And, you know, Michael was beginning to write songs that maybe got people to dance still, but also that were exploring some of the things that he was experiencing.
It's a historic hit for a variety of reasons. One is it forced MTV to play videos by black artists. CBS at the time said, if you don't put Billie Jean on, you're not getting our videos. Because Billie Jean was such a big hit, the public loved it and wanted it, and MTV had to recant. And ever since then, of course, there have been black artists on MTV.
Just when you watch the Billie Jean video, there's this kind of mystery about it. You know, it's kind of like this postmodern wasteland, you know, and there's this paparazzi that's stalking Michael, and, you know, he's disappearing under bed sheets, and there's this kind of narrative flow to it. But at the same time, when you get to the end of the music video, there's a lot of questions, but just the atmosphere is so mysterious.
The Billie Jean video had a great impact because, first of all, the production values, they're not expensive, were riveting. The lit paving stones, which would light up as Michael passed them, were very eye-catching.
The technology and the sophistication of the video in that time when we were still just coming out of black and white TVs, you know, and it was like, whoa, this is amazing.
But it didn't all go to plan. Only a certain number of the pavement squares themselves could and would light up once Michael's foot touched them. So Michael had a small matter of seconds, something like 20 seconds, to learn the sequence as to which pavement slabs would light up once his foot touched them. Director said, Michael, are you going to be okay with this? I'm so sorry, because the original plan was that every single slab would illuminate. It was going to be a magical moment. Michael just did his thing. He looked at the director, said, hey, I can do this, and off he went. He did it in one take.
So take my strong advice. Just remember to always think twice. Don't think twice.
He completely brought the house down and won an Emmy Award for his performance of Billie Jean at the Motown 25 anniversary special. And he moonwalked. Now, he'd been taught the moonwalk by Jeffrey Daniels of the group Shalimar. Michael Jackson had an incredible sense of showmanship. And it took his career to another level.